You know, life has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. Sometimes we're walking down a path thinking we know what tomorrow holds, and then someone appears, someone who changes the way we see everything. And today, I want to talk about something truly special, about my future wife. By the end of February, something incredible will happen. Something that will shock you not because it's loud or dramatic, but because love, in its quiet, pure way, has been working all along, and when it reveals itself, it's impossible not to feel it, impossible not to be moved. Yes, today I'm sharing this journey, this feeling, this anticipation. With all of you, I remember the first time I imagined you, not as a face I had seen, but as a feeling I had yet to understand. It was a quiet kind of imagining, the sort that comes late at night, when the world softens, when the city hums just low enough that you can hear the whispers of your own heart. I wondered if you existed in some other life, in some other city, in some other world, just out of reach, just beyond the turn of a street or the curve of a road I had yet to walk. And I think about that now because I know that soon, by the end of February, something extraordinary will happen. Something that will shift the axis of my life in ways I cannot yet measure. And it all has to do with you, the one I've been waiting for without knowing I was waiting. Music. Love is strange like that. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't send postcards or leave footprints. It just is, quietly, patiently, like the slow growth of roots beneath the soil, like the unseen hours of dawn before the sun colors the sky. And when it finally emerges, when it finally emerges, when it finally blooms, it takes your breath in ways you never anticipated, in ways you can't prepare for. I imagine meeting you in a place that feels both ordinary and extraordinary. Maybe it's a park bench in the golden hour, the sunlight catching the edges of your hair just right. Maybe it's in a crowd, in a laugh that cuts through the noise, or in a silence shared that feels heavier than words. Whatever the moment, I know it will feel like it was always meant to be, like the world paused for a heartbeat just to bring us together. And yet, before that moment arrives, there is anticipation, there is longing, there is the sense of walking towards something magnificent without knowing exactly what it is. I have spent years imagining conversations that haven't yet happened. The warmth of your hand in mine, the way your eyes will hold the stories of your past and the dreams of your future all at once. I imagined the first time you notice me noticing you, the way the ordinary world will suddenly become extraordinary just because you are in it. I imagine laughter, quiet mornings, the soft brush of a cheek against a shoulder, moments that feel infinite and fleeting at the same time. And in all of these imaginings, there is a constant truth that love, when it finds you, finds every part of you you didn't even know was searching. I think about how people often talk about love as if it's something you choose, something you can plan, something you can control. But I've realized that love chooses in its own time, in its own mysterious ways, and it often comes when you are least expecting it. It sneaks into your life like a gentle tide, reshaping the landscape of your days, eroding the edges of your fears, and leaving something breathtaking in its place. By the end of February, that tide will rise, and I will meet you in the exact way I am supposed to. And the world will feel suddenly right, like a song I had forgotten I loved is playing again for the first time. I wonder about the little things that will define you to me, the details that will make my heart skip in ways I cannot describe. Maybe it's the way your smile reaches your eyes first, or the subtle tilt of your head when you laugh at something only you find funny. Maybe it's the way you move through the world with quiet confidence, or the way you notice things others pass by. I imagine holding your hand for the first time, feeling the pulse of your life in a way that will make me both of exhilarated and terrified, because it will be the closest I have ever been to understanding a soul that is not my own, but will soon become my entire universe. There is a beauty in waiting, in anticipation, in the imagining of someone who will change the trajectory of your heart. I have spent countless hours wondering who you are, where you are. If you are laughing at a joke I would someday tell. If you are reading words that would someday tell. If you are reading words that would someday move you. If you are feeling moments that will somehow lead us to each other. And in that wondering, there is a tenderness, a softness, a recognition that what is coming is worth every silent hour of preparation. I feel it in my chest even now, a quiet pounding that tells me love is patient, love is enduring, love is persistent thing. And it is persistent because it knows without question that the end of February will arrive and everything will change. I have always believed that love is not just about the big dramatic gestures, it's about the small ones. The shared glance across a room, the hand placed over yours at the right moment, the words spoken when silence is not enough. I imagine all of these moments with you, all the moments that will build a life we will share, and I feel overwhelmed with gratitude even before they happen. There is a sacredness to the idea of finding someone who understands the rhythm of your heart, who can speak to you without words, who can speak to you without words, who can turn a glance, a sigh, a breath into a language all its own. And I know that soon I will meet you, and I will recognize that language in your presence, and it will feel like coming home after a journey I didn't know I had begun. I think about the stories we will tell each other, the secrets we will share, the secrets we will share, the fears we will reveal, and the dreams we will chase together. Music. Love is not just about joy, it's about vulnerability, about opening the doors of your soul and allowing someone else to see both the light and the darkness within you. And when you are the right person, when you are the one, that vulnerability does not feel like risk. It feels like safety. I imagine feeling safe with you in ways I have never known. And I imagine giving you that same sanctuary, that same space where you can be entirely, authentically yourself. That is the power of what is to come, the wonder of the love that waits at the end of February, ready to astonish, ready to move, ready to quiet every fear I have ever carried about finding the person I was meant to spend my life with. The thought of seeing you for the first time, really seeing you, fills me with a strange mixture of calm and excitement. I know that when that moment arrives, it will not be ordinary. Ordinary moments are for ordinary lives, and what we are about to experience is anything but ordinary. I imagine the sunlight glinting off your hair, the faint echo of your laughter, in a quiet room, the way your eyes will lock with mine, in a quiet room, the way your eyes will lock with mine in a way that will feel like recognition, as if two souls who had wandered for lifetimes finally found each other. In that recognition, there will be no need for pretense. No need for hesitation. There will be no need for pretense. No need for hesitation. There will only be the raw, beautiful certainty that this is the person I have been waiting for, the person whose presence will redefine everything I thought I knew. I imagine walking beside you, side by side, not because we need to walk together, but because we want to. I imagine music, neat conversations that stretch long into the night, discussions that challenge us, that comfort us, that challenge us, that comfort us, that reveal the depth of our thoughts and the breadth of our hearts. I imagine moments of silence that speak more than words ever could, moments of touch that convey love without uttering a single sound. And in all of these imaginings, there's a quiet understanding that by the end of February, all of this will begin, all of this will be real, and all of it will take my breath in ways I cannot yet measure. I think about the way love has a way of teaching us patience. We wait for the right person, we wait for the right moment, and we wait for the right moment, and we wait for the kind of connection that cannot be rushed. And sometimes that waiting feels endless, as if the universe has hidden what we desire, just to see if we are ready to recognize it when it arrives. I have waited and I have wondered and I have imagined, and I have imagined, and now the waiting is almost over. The end of February is approaching, and with it, the arrival of a love that feels like destiny, a love that feels like a quiet miracle, a love that feels like coming home. I imagine the first time we will laugh together, the way our laughter will intertwine, the way it will linger in my chest long after the sound has faded. Ache. I imagine the first time we will cry together, the way we will hold each other, the way our tears will mix with relief and understanding, the way they will solidify the bond that is waiting to be formed. I imagine the first time we will simply be together without expectations perfect, without the weight of the world pressing down, just two people existing in a space that has been created solely for love, solely for connection, solely for the recognition, solely for the recognition that we have found something rare and beautiful. I have imagined every possible way this could happen, and yet I know that reality will surpass every imagination. The heart has a way of music, understanding things the mind cannot, of recognizing truths that logic cannot measure. And I know that when I see you, when I finally meet you, the heart will recognize the soul before the eyes do. And in that recognition, everything will make sense. Every lonely moment, every fleeting connection that led nowhere, every silent wish whispered to the stars, they will all make sense because they led to you. I imagine the world reacting to us, not because we seek validation, but because love has a way of creating ripples that cannot be ignored. People may not understand it, they may not see it, but we will, and that will be enough. The end of February will bring with it not just a meeting, but a revelation, a quiet astonishment that comes from the recognition of something pure and undeniable. And I know that in that astonishment, we will find not just joy, but clarity, not just connection, but home, not just love, but the kind of bond that endures beyond words, beyond time, beyond circumstance. I have imagined the small things too, the way your hand will fit in mine, the subtle warmth of your shoulder against mine, the way our laughter will fill a room without forcing it, the way your eyes will reflect 1,000 stories without speaking a single word. These are the moments that matter, the moments that define love, the moments that define love, the moments that reveal the depth of connection that is waiting to unfold. And I know that by the end of February, these moments will begin to accumulate, to grow, to form a tapestry of life and love that will feel larger than anything I have ever known. Sometimes I wonder if love is like a river, quietly carving its way through the landscape of our lives, moving steadily towards something we cannot yet see, yet shaping us all the same. There are moments when the river seems distant, hidden, as if it flows somewhere else entirely. And there are moments when it feels like it has been here all along, running beneath the surface, unseen but always present. I think about that river when I think about you, my future wife, and the way the end of February will arrive as though it had been moving toward us this whole time. I imagine it quietly gathering strength, quietly preparing the moment when our paths will cross, the moment when a current of our lives will merge and create something larger, something beautiful, something undeniable. Love, I have learned, is patient. It waits for the right time, the right place, the right souls to meet. It does not rush. It does not demand. It waits in silence, in shadows, in quiet moments that pass unnoticed. And when it finally arrives, it is astonishing in its simplicity. I imagine the moment I will first truly see you, the way the world will feel both ordinary and extraordinary, as if every detail I have ever taken for granted suddenly, as if every detail I've ever taken for granted suddenly has meaning, because you are there to witness it with me. Your presence will illuminate everything in ways I cannot yet measure, and I will realize in a way that is both overwhelming and gentle that every moment I have waited, every heartache, every fleeting connection was simply preparing me to recognize you. I imagine the first time our eyes meet in a way that speaks without words, the way our souls will acknowledge each other before our lips ever form a single sentence. There is a quiet magic in such recognition, a kind of intimacy that surpasses explanation, the kind of intimacy that surpasses explanation that transcends the ordinary measures of time and space. By the end of February, that magic will awaken, and it will be impossible to ignore. I imagine feeling a shiver of recognition, a flutter in the chest, a deep knowing that says, "Here you are, I have been waiting for you." And in knowing, there will be no doubt, no hesitation, no fear, only a sense of inevitability, a sense of rightness, a sense that the universe has finally aligned to bring two lives together in a way that feels both miraculous and inevitable. I think about the quiet moments we will share, the unspoken understanding that will grow between us, the small gestures that will carry the weight of eternity. I imagine brushing a strand of hair from your face, the warmth of your hand against mine, the subtle pressure of a shoulder resting on mine during a walk down a quiet street. Music. I imagine the softness of your voice, the way it will carry reassurance, comfort, and love. In the simplest of words, these small moments will be the foundation of everything we build together, moments that feel fleeting yet eternal, ordinary yet extraordinary, simple yet profound. They will accumulate like drops in a river, and eventually they will form the flood of love that transforms our lives entirely. I imagine the laughter we will share, a sound that will echo in our hearts long after the words themselves have faded. Laughter is love's companion, the proof that joy and connection can exist even in the most ordinary of moments. I imagine jokes shared in whispers, smiles exchanged across crowded rooms, the quiet humor of everyday life, made luminous by the presence of the one you love, the presence of the one. Music. I imagine laughing until our stomachs ache, until tears blur the world around us, until we realize that these moments are not just fleeting, they are transformative, weaving a tapestry of connection that will carry us through every trial, every hardship, every uncertainty that life may bring. Imagine the first time I will hear your heart speak without words, the quiet vulnerability revealed in a glance, a sigh, a gentle touch. Love is not just about joy, it is about trust, about openness, about allowing. Music. Someone to see the depths of your soul without fear of judgment. I imagine feeling that trust extended to me, feeling it given freely and wholly, and I imagine offering the same in return, opening myself entirely, so that together we can create a space of safety, warmth, and understanding. This is the love I have been waiting for, the love that will arrive at the end of February. And it is a love that will change me, that will transform me, that will make me understand the depths of what it means to connect with another soul fully and completely. I imagine the moments of silence we will share, where words are unnecessary because presence itself is enough. There is a language in silence, a rhythm in quiet, a poetry in simply existing alongside. someone who understands you. I imagine sitting beside you, feeling the weight of your hand in mine, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest, feeling the unspoken communication that passes between us effortless. These silences will be sacred, each one a reminder that love is not always spoken, that sometimes it is felt, understood, and carried in the spaces between words, and that by the end of February, these silences will speak louder than anything ever said aloud. I imagine the challenges we will face, the obstacles life will place in our path, and the strength we will face in our path, and the strength we will find in each other. Love is not always easy, it is not always simple, but it is in the shared struggles and the mutual support, in the unwavering presence of another person who believes in you, that love proves its depth and its endurance. I imagine holding your hand through uncertainty, offering words of comfort when the world feels heavy, standing beside you when challenges seem insurmountable. I imagine finding resilience in each other, discovering courage in the reflection of your eyes, and realizing that together we can face anything because the bond we share is stronger than any external force. I imagine the future we will build, not as a destination, but as a journey, one step at a time, filled with discovery, laughter, love, and growth. I imagine mornings waking beside you, feeling the warmth of your presence before the day begins, and evenings meant in quiet reflection, sharing stories, dreams, and hopes. I imagine the subtle rituals we will create, the habits and patterns that will become uniquely ours, the ways in which we will communicate, care, and nurture each other without needing explanation. Each other without needing explanation. I imagine building a life that is both ordinary and extraordinary. A life where love is not just an emotion, but the very fabric of our existence, woven into every thought, every action, every breath, every action, every breath. I imagine the depth of emotion that will arise when we realize how far we have come to find each other, how every path, every choice, every moment of waiting led us to this point. I imagine gratitude swelling in our hearts, a quiet reverence for the journey, a recognition that the universe has conspired in subtle and profound ways to bring two souls together at the exact right time. I imagine feeling astonishment, not at the presence of love itself, but at the presence of love itself, but at the recognition of how perfectly it fits, how seamlessly it completes the life we were living before. We knew we were incomplete. By the end of February, that astonishment will be tangible, a shock not in loudness, but in depth, in realization, in the quiet and unstoppable force of love that cannot be denied. I imagine the conversations we will have, long into the night, where words will flow freely, where understanding will grow, where intimacy will deepen. I imagine speaking without fear, listening without judgment, discovering the infinite layers of thought, feeling, and experience that make you who you are. I imagine sharing fears, dreams, regrets, and hopes and music, leaving them met with empathy, respect, and unwavering care. These conversations will not only reveal the essence of who we are as individuals, but will reveal the essence of who we are as individuals, but will reveal the extraordinary synergy that occurs when two hearts align, when two minds meet, and when two souls recognize each other across the expanse of time. I imagine the way love will shape our perception of the world, the way ordinary places will feel extraordinary, ordinary moments will feel sacred, and ordinary people will feel illuminated simply because we see them together. Music. I imagine holding your hand in the rain, feeling the world shrink around us, feeling the universe condense into this one moment of shared experience. Music. I imagine quiet walks at dawn, feeling the first light touch your skin, imagining every sunrise as a symbol of the love that grows with each passing day. I imagine the simple act of being together transforming the world from something familiar into something vibrant, something alive, something breathtaking, something alive, something breathtaking. I imagine the subtle ways in which we will nurture each other, the small gestures that communicate care without needing words, the ways in which love manifests not in grand proclamations but in attention, in presence, in the quiet constancy of being there for each other. I imagine the unspoken promises we will make,